So, with that, welcome back once again. And now we would like to felicitate a very, very special person in our midst. Someone who can be called the father of Amphi. Someone who guided the mutual fund industry for 15 years as chairman of Amphi. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Mr. AP Kurian. May I call upon Mr. Bala Subramanian, Chairman Amphi, and Mr. Milind Barve, MD, HDFC Mutual Fund, and also past chairman of Amphi, to come once again. And now we would like to felicitate a very, very special person in our midst. Someone who can be called the father of Amphi. Someone who guided the mutual fund industry for 15 years as chairman of Amphi. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Mr. AP Kurian. May I call upon Mr. Bala Subramanian, Chairman Amphi, and Mr. Milind Barve, MD, HDFC Mutual Fund, and also past Chairman of Amphi, to kindly felicitate Mr. Kurian on stage. Come on, people, keep the applause coming. Thank you very much, sirs. And Mr. Kurian, we would love to hear from you as well.
Mr. Bala and my colleagues and friends from the mutual fund family. It's indeed a great joy and pleasure for me to be back in a platform like this, which I had the pleasure and privilege to be present on several years, almost couple of decades. I'm very happy to see a bright young crowd running, managing, supervising a very dynamic and prestigious and respected institution, I would call the mutual funds in India. Now that I have retired and gone back to retirement life, when I reflect on the developments, it's something very exciting and interesting. The industry that you represent has grown dimensionally and directionally in a faster way and in a most acceptable regulated entity. If you look at dimensions, you know all the figures. I'm not going to refer to anything. I would only say that when we crossed 1 lakh of crores of AEM, end of 90s or beginning of end of 90s, we had a small cake cut in the small two-room office of Amphi in Nariman Point or somewhere around that. And when it became 10 lakh crores, I'm sure you would have had a bashing entertainment in 2014. I don't know the contents of that entertainment, but you would have had. Now I'm waiting for the 30 lakh crores in a couple of years next, when I'm sure Bala and his successor won't forget this humble old man. More important than the dimensional growth, and especially the reaching out to the unreachable crowd spread over in different taluks and blocks of this country. More important than that, or equally important than that, is the directional changes that you have made. This industry today in India, I would consider as one of the best in terms of standards, in terms of disclosure, in terms of compliance, in terms of regulatory and policy framework in the whole world. You can be really proud of that. There were times In 90s, when I used to lead a team from mutual fund to USA couple of times, to UK couple of times, to learn from them, because we believed at that time that instead of wasting time on inventing the wheel, we should go somewhere where the wheel is available and roll it back to India. That is how our investment valuation, distribution, registration, management, disclosure standards, regulatory interventions were all developed by knowing from them and learning from them. And today I'm sure we have reached a stage when people elsewhere can learn from us. I'm sure in the South Asian conferences and get-togethers during my time and subsequently, many of the people, say for example, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Philippines, all these countries, I used to tell them, don't waste time on inventing wheels. Come here and see the wheel moving and roll it back to your country. So we have reached that stage, and really you young crowd can be very proud of what you are doing. So my job is to congratulate each one of you for the excellent job you are doing, keeping the investor-centric measures and investor-favorable service standards. On service standards, I don't think many countries can match with us. You put your application, tomorrow you get a statement. You put your redemption warrant, day after tomorrow you get the money in your bank. All these are, so the co-partners of yours, the transfer and registrar and transfer service people, the valuation people,